Welcome back to the place to be with the CBDC Asset Group. Thank you for being a part of the group. You all know how important narrative is to me, so pay attention to this. Barry STERNLICHT, STARWOOD Capital chairman, is telling you how he really feels about Bitcoin. And then you got some FUD from JURRIEN Timmer, Fidelity Investment Manager. After that, we got Coinbase with some support issues. Can you believe that? And please protect yourself, everyone, and go out and get a cold storage wallet. Like and subscribe and hit the notifications so YouTube can suggest it for other viewers.
And it's a little crazily volatile. So Ether, which is right below it, I own some of that. That's a programmable Bitcoin. And then there are tons of other coins that are built off of that system. And as Larry also mentioned, I've become very interested in the blockchain technology as a whole and the digital ledger, which is going to change everything.
The dichotomy, though, on the Cathie Wood's view, which is that she believes that there's going to be deflation. At the same time, she's a proponent of crypto. Where are you right now? We have a whole screen of all the different cryptocurrencies, effectively to your left.
I own two of those. So, for me, and I think Novogratz has come on your show and talked about it. It's a diversification, and I think what Jamie.
What's my left?
Yeah, what Jamie Dimon talked about, I mean, gold is kind of worthless too, and silver, I mean, they have some industrial uses, but they're minor. It's a store of value, right. And the reason I own Bitcoin is because the U.S. government and every government in the Western Hemisphere is printing money now to the end of time. And this is a finite amount of something, and it can be traded globally, and people have fiat currencies, whether it's in Nigeria, and I'm not picking on Nigeria, I have no idea if they have a fiat currency, or Bolivia or wherever. You can move into something that probably that the world has accepted as a substitute for gold. And since it's 18 million float or something like that out of 21, I think Bitcoin it's the biggest. It may not be the one. I think Bitcoin it's the biggest. It may not be the one. It's a dumb coin. It has no real purpose other than a store of value.
So good morning. It's been a very stealthy advance. What I would define as the tourists. So holders of Bitcoin for less than 3 months. They're only at 15% of all coins held, and that is actually below where we see most bottoms happen. So at the top, it was about 35%. So this has not been a momentum-fueled run by short-term speculators. So that gives me some confidence that this actually is a pretty sustainable move, and it's not a bubble that's about to burst. And as you point out, 100K, and I know better than to make bold price predictions on the air, and certainly Twitter will do that for me anyway, so I don't need to. But I have a supply model and a demand model. And the next and last time that those two models intersect is at around 100K in a couple of years. And so, my sense is the trajectory is up, and so far there really is no evidence that this is a bunch of momentum chasers bringing this up to back to 57 and today more like 54.
Yeah, you even make the point that you know better to make bold price projections.
But as you start to see potentially more countries and consumers adopt it or find ways to use it as a means of payment, I'm thinking about El Salvador or most recently Brazil, which is moving forward with Bitcoin plans as well. Does that threaten or undermine the dollar in any way? Would you potentially expect to see Bitcoin begin to trade with some sort of correlation to the FX market, for example?
I really don't think Bitcoin threatens the dollar or the dollar's reserve status, and I know that's a common narrative among the hardcore Bitcoiners, and I do not subscribe to that at all. And actually, I've heard the point made that maybe it actually further ensures that the dollar will maintain its reserve status because all of a sudden currency is going to be available in farther flung reaches of the world through Bitcoin, and it's still probably going to be, connected to the dollar in some way. So I don't think the dollar's hegemony as a reserve currency is at risk at all. And I think Bitcoin, Bitcoin's value prop, of course, is that ultimately it goes from just being a store of value to also being, a medium of exchange, and that depends on these second layers that are being created right now. Because obviously Bitcoin is kind of clunky, it's slow, it's not very scalable. So those L2 innovations need to happen, and they are happening.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Customers of Coinbase, the country's largest crypto platform, are angry with the company's customer support, which is supposed to provide help but has just led to more frustration. Eamon Javers has a CNBC investigation into the crypto nightmare.
I was kind of like panicked, to tell you the truth.
Eric and Molly Richardson say they saved nearly $1.1 million worth of cryptocurrency in a Coinbase account. But then in July, Eric got an alert on his phone. The message said someone had logged onto their account. Eric clicked on the text, logged in, and soon received an email that their two-factor authentication, which verifies security settings, had been changed.
He was like in a state of shock, so I tried to help him. I tried to stay calm, and I, looked up Coinbase online, trying to figure out how to get a hold of their customer service.
Like thousands of other Coinbase customers, the Richardsons say they got nowhere when they tried to get immediate help. That's because the company didn't offer any kind of live phone support. Email was the only option.
And within the 20 minutes that we sent the email, somebody had done 110 different transactions, sending out about 21 Bitcoin.
In all, the hackers stole some $700,000 of the couple's savings. They're not the only ones. As CNBC reported in August, cryptocurrency holders across the country have been victimized by hackers who drain their accounts, and then they can't even get anyone on the phone to resolve the issue. Coinbase said in August that it had finally set up a phone number for customers to call if their account had been taken over, but that doesn't seem to be fixing the problem. Customers told us the live support was useless, a joke, and it was only for accounts that are actively locked. So we wanted to see what would happen when the Richardsons called Coinbase's new customer support line.
I'm going to call and see if I can get my account finally unlocked. And maybe should I ask if they will give me my money back?
A Coinbase agent does answer.
Well, I got locked out of my account about 2 months ago, and I haven't been able to get back in. Somebody stole 21 Bitcoin out of it.
The agent tells Richardson he actually doesn't have access to his case file, instead saying he should respond to a Coinbase email he'd already responded to. A Coinbase spokesperson says, "We recognize the challenges some of our customers have experienced with their Coinbase accounts. Improving our customer experience continues to remain a top priority." Eric says his big regret is not doing more to safeguard his Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink before the theft, which he thinks happened because that text alert was likely a phishing attack to steal his information. One option he considered but didn't follow up on was a hardware device used for cold storage of cryptocurrencies.
I'm beating myself up every day because I have my friends' voices in my head. Eric put it on cold storage, and I just didn't.
Nicole DeSico, who helps clients secure their cryptocurrency, says cold storage is virtually hack-proof. You get a private key, which is like a password to buy and sell crypto, and you store that key offline.
When you keep your funds in cold storage, you own those funds, you have access to them, they're offline, away from hackers.
Of course, the problem with even that solution is owners can lose their passwords, or something can go wrong with the device itself. As far as the Richardsons, soon after our interview, Coinbase restored access to their account. They also received a credit from Coinbase, but nowhere near what they lost. Just $500 worth of Bitcoin.
It felt like they kicked sand in my face. That's what made me think, is there even anybody senior at Coinbase looking at this?
Coinbase told the Richardsons it won't refund their savings because the company was not responsible for the hack. Customers have filed more than 12,000 complaints against the company with government and consumer agencies since 2016. Meanwhile, an additional 1,500 complaints have been filed since our story first aired in August, mostly over customer service.
Once again, your support really matters, so please hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell so YouTube can suggest this video for other people.